Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to this game's tutorial. Today we do art. Again, we're still on art a little bit. This is the last episode before we start tackling some kind of modeling things. Before we can actually start putting some 3D model in the hub scene. They're going to be really simple 3D model, but still, they're going to be there. So as you can tell, today we've made the icons at the very top here work. We also have this menu, we fixed this menu, and good times. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Oh, and also down there we've changed the place where we say the enemies left and also the current wave. So guys, without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's proceed with the next thing we have to do is these annoying menus, pretty much just the top part of the game scene. So we're gonna start right away with the option menu, this one. As always, we're going to be putting a background like that, maybe full opacity background. And since this is a quit menu, we can bump it up a little bit and maybe give it some kind of grayish color. I don't know what's up with gray, but I kind of like it. Alright, next thing is we change the font of this, of course. We can make it, it's on best fit right now, but that's going to work because the amount of gold is always going to change. The next few things, of course, are the buttons. So let's change that to the UI Atlas 1. Maybe give it a gray color again. Or even a black color. That could work. And then we put that on Sprite Swap. We put the UI Atlas 3 in there. And in there as well. And here we go. So we have a better menu now. This one is quite simple. Maybe we can even change the text of this. So the exit and resume text, we put them a little bit bigger, maybe 20 is good. And I even feel like putting them on, I was about to say white, but doesn't look good, so let me just put it on a full black. Alright, so we have this. Now, what I wanted to do in this episode as well is to change the placing of elements a little bit. So I'd like to have this at the very top left, actually. So where is it at? The time panel. Time panel position X is going to be 0, the time panel position Y is also going to be 0, maybe even increment the size of it by 300 or even 400, depends, it depends on what you want to do. What we could even do is have a full bar going on up there, but I'll actually leave it like that, I think, so maybe like 300 is fine, and we can put the size on like 75. If that's too big, of course you can reduce the size of it. Doesn't really matter at this point. And I'll give it the same margin I gave to the button here, which is about 5, I believe, -5. And also -5 on X. Or, sorry, 5 here. Alright, so we have these buttons now. We pretty much took the current wave and the enemy spawn left out of the picture right now, so we need to put them back somewhere. Now, I was thinking about putting them back at the very right side down here. We could be putting them on the left or on the right. I'll be putting them on the right. Alright, so pretty much what I'm trying to do here is put them both on this very side here. So I'll choose this option. And I'll also put them at the alignment bottom. So alignment right bottom. Now this way what I can do is actually change the pivot point to say, I'll use the upper left side, put them both on 0, and they should be, they're right about here. That's kind of weird. Alright, let me change the X for both of them, so 0 here and 0 there. Now the current wave text. So right now I'm just finding a place where I could be putting my enemies left to spawn and also the current wave text. Maybe somewhere around here would work. And of course make the width a little bit bigger, so 300 sounds good. That's too big, of course, so let's go with 20 in size. And I think that's actually pretty good. Alright. So, something of the sort for the enemies left. And I'll just make sure it works by putting a higher size. And current wave, I could actually be putting current wave right at the same exact place. So I'll copy my component here and paste it on top of this, the current wave text. Now I can just move my cursor up there, change the alignment, and let's just say current wave, and then we're gonna put a number here. We're gonna have to modify that in code as well because this text is dynamic. Alright, so something really subtle like this should not take a lot of space. And we can then go ahead and change the font of that as well. And here we go. Good times. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just start changing the icons of that. Now to change the icon, we need some new icons, of course, so I will be going inside of the plugin, oh sorry, not the artwork, PSD, and then I will double click on my UI Atlas because that's my PSD file. So back in here, we need some icons now. We need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minimum of 5 right now, so we are going to go ahead and just create 5 space. And let's actually do that somewhere here in the center. Or actually, you know what? Let's actually keep going on this very axis here. So I will create new guide on the vertical, on the horizontal. Wait, vertical? Let's go for vertical. And I'll just go ahead and do a 50 minus 7. I think it was 12.5, I think. 37.5%, of course. And I don't even know where this appeared, so I will try that again, but on the horizontal axis, so 37.5%. Okay, here it is. So we've got 4 more space. We need at least 1 more. So I'll go ahead and create a new guide at 62.5. And here we go. Alright. That's the button icons. We are going to create a new icon. This one is going to be for the tutorial. Let's go ahead and do the pause button first. So I'll simply just fill in this thing, put it in the center a little bit, just make it a little bit longer as well. And then Control J to duplicate and move it on this side. That's my pause button. No question asked, just a really simple one. I'll merge the layers. And oh wait, since we're making buttons, it'd be cool to have an actual frame around them. Or we can add this icon on top of the button and actually have the normal button going on. Yeah, we'll do that. So here's the first button icon, and then we can move on and create some of the speed arrows. So I was thinking about something really simple, maybe just a play button. So I will take my pen tool, create a new layer, and draw some kind of shape like this by holding Shift. And then don't really matter what goes in here. I'm making things all wrong, but don't worry about that. I'll find a way to make it look good. Or you know what, I'll use something else. I'll actually use just a pen tool. Okay. That's still not right. Or you know what, let's just try out something. So something of the sort. And then I'll fill in the center. I'll take a lasso tool and just make it straight like this. And there we go. Alright, with this I'll duplicate, flip it around. And this is going to be our play button right about here. I'll then zoom in a little bit and just clean it up. So merge the layers, clean this up. Here it is, simple play button. Alright, we can make it a little bit smaller. And that's really all we'll need. And for the next speed, like say for the ×2, I'll just duplicate one and put it next to it, like so. But I'll do that on Unity so I have more space here. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep saving this. Well, these one are in a weird color. Let me just fix that really quickly. Pause. Okay, here it is. Right, we can now save this again. Save as, and we are going to overwrite our UI atlas. So back in the game, I will head over to my UI atlas, the UI file, sorry, and open up the sprite editor as we always do. We're gonna keep going here and just create a new sprite around that. So we know it's 128 by 128. We want this to be perfectly aligned on the x-axis, so like this, that's good. Let's create another one, 128 by 128, and move it at its appropriate place. Hit apply, and here we go, good times. Alright, we can then head back here on the pause button. On the pause button, I will go ahead, well, I'll just choose every single button right now. And I'll make sure to remove the text, we don't need the text. Choose every single button, we're going to be changing that for the UI Atlas 0. And replace it with UI Atlas 2 when it is highlighted or pressed. Alright, now on top of those, I'll right click on pause, add a new image. The image is going to be the pause icon that I've just created. And maybe reduce the size to like 75 or even 50. Yeah, that looks better. Now I can duplicate that, move it over to the other button, and change it for the play button. Now that looks good. I can duplicate it again and move it over to the second or third button, Then position X and Y is going to be back on 0. We can actually duplicate that and move it like this. And now I'll center both of them. And again, duplicate them, put them on the other button. And let's just add another one. So like this. And like that. Take them all and just move them in the center. So we get something of the sort. Which seems like it is working. And now as for the option menu button, which is right here. Same thing as always, we're going to be changing the background for UI Atlas 0. You can put a full off on this one. So it actually stands out. Does it stand out? I don't think it does. We'll find out in the game. And then head over to the sprite swap. Put our pause button. Wait, is it a pause button? Did we make a button for that? I don't think we have. This is not really a pause button. This is more like a option button. So let's go back in Photoshop really quickly and just implement something really simple for this. Do we have any custom shape that would do the job? Okay, let's try out something. Let's pull out the really awesome artistic skills I have. I'm going to call this cogwheel. And we're going to try and make a cogwheel. Alright, so what if I do something of the sort? I just paste it in here. Duplicate, move it this way, 45 degrees. There I go. And again. And one more time. Alright, does that look like a cogwheel? It doesn't. Okay, this looks awful. I'll just merge all of these together. Cut them in half. And let's try working out something. So I'll be using my pen tool and just filling in that gap. So it doesn't look too pointy. Alright, is this not a cogwheel anymore? Is this a cogwheel, This does look a little bit better though. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be rolling with. Good times. Merge layer, center this. We're gonna go back in the game and cut it in our sprite sheet. Of course, we need to save it first. So, PNG. Artwork, UI Atlas, and here we go. Back in our game. here is the wonderful cogwheel we're talking about. And there we go. Alright, apply. And that should be pretty much it actually. So we're just going to right click on that image and change the image. What a wonderful cogwheel we have. Let's also reduce the size by quite a lot. So 75. What a wonderful time we're having right now. Gonna go inside of the game, actually have a look at this. Hopefully it doesn't look too shady, too messed up. And this is nice. Plus, whenever you press on the button, it stays there so you know which one it is because it's highlighted. I like that. But I think it's gonna drop the highlight if I press on something else, it's gonna drop the highlight. We're gonna find a way to patch this with code eventually, but now you know which one is being selected, which is great. And down here we also need to change the text inside of the code. Alright, so we've did a lot of art these past few weeks. So what we're gonna be doing next is try to tackle the hub scene in terms of modeling just a little bit. And then we're gonna go back to art but with code. So we're mixing them two once we're done with the modeling of those simple models. We're mixing them too so we can actually access code, or art with code. This way we can actually pop up the right icons up here at the top of the tower, and we can also do some more stuff like I said, lock in these guys up here. So whenever you're pressing on this one, then you go down there, it stays highlight. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something, and if you did, please hit that like button, really helps out a lot. And also, if you have any comment or question, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Check out the Patreon page if you wish to support me, that would be really cool. Links are always in the description, like everything else. Alright guys, so thanks a lot for watching once more, and I will see you in the next episode.